Hello everyone, welcome back to Back and Connected Arts channel. In this video, I would like to share you like in how do we register a Mule application and deploy the application on the on-prem server.
The main key advantage on deploying an application on the on-prem versus Cloud Hub is like if you deploy a Mule application on the Cloud Hub, it's going to be basically deployed on a private or public cloud, so you don't have a much control. So on the back end, the Cloud Hub is going to be deploying your application on the AWS resources, so you don't have a much control it's going to be on some other cloud. So, but coming to the on-prem server, you can deploy your application like in whatever the place, whatever the server you want to use it, whether it's going to be hybrid server or whether it's going to be another cloud you want, you have a specific cloud server running on that, you can deploy your application on that, or else you have an on local server which is running on your machine or anything, you want to deploy it in your local network server, you can definitely do that by using the Mule runtime. We can do that. So that's if you deploy the application on the on-prem, you have much control compared to the Cloud Hub, comparing the files, logs, JVM settings, networking, and security. You have much control when compared to the Cloud Hub. For this demonstration, I'm going to use my local machine. Windows machine has a Windows server, and I'm going to deploy the Mule runtime on my Windows machine, and I'm going to register that my Windows machine into the Anypoint platform runtime manager and add a server over there. And I'm going to deploy the application on that server. The one key thing we needed to do this step is like in Mule runtime is the one we needed to deploy it on-prem server, right? So the Mule runtime is required. So to run your Mule application, so that Mule runtime is going to be hosted on your server. So in my case, I'm going to use my Windows local machine as a Windows server, right? So I will be getting the Mule runtime and deploying, hosting that Mule runtime on my server. So once that is done, we need a Mule jar also, Mule application jar also. In the pre Cloud Hub also, if you want to deploy your application, we need a application jar file, right? So in the same way, we need the jar file to get that deployed it on the on-prem also. Let's jump in and get the Mule runtime on your download the Mule runtime. Go to the MuleSoft and search. Go to the Google and search like a Mule runtime engine on-prem. You can see a good documentation. How do we get install that Mule runtime on your system, whatever the server you want to use it. Here is the link. You can use this link to get the Mule runtime. You can see the drop down, whatever the product you want to select. I am using like Mule standalone product I'm going to use. I'm going to get version as the latest and the operating system as a Windows, because I'm hosting my application on the Windows server, right? So I'm going choosing the Windows operating system. Uh, Please give like an first name, last name, email address, company, job title, photo number, and everything, and click on download. Once you click on download, what happens is you are going to get an email link to your email address, whatever you have provided. So by using that link, you can download the Mule runtime. For this, I already downloaded. There is a zip file is going to download, but I extracted that zip file. This is the Mule Enterprise standalone. This is the file folder structure. You can see it. Once you get that, copy that and place it on your program files on your Windows machine. I'm going to paste it my on programs file. It's gonna be it looks like it's already present. I'm going to replace it and do it. So it's going to be copied onto my program files folder. See, you can see that Mule program standalone is in on my folders program files. So for this, let's give it a try and test it out whether it's running as expected or not. Go to the bin and search for the command prompt and open as a run as administrator. Once you get into the command prompt, copy this bin path and paste it, get into that bin path and type mule.bat. This shows us like an whether the Mule application is running as expected or not. It's running. It looks good. Yeah, if you see this, it's got deployed, right? So the Mule runtime on my Windows machine, which is nothing but now it is a Mule server, Windows server, it's running as expected. Let's go to the Anypoint platform and try to register my Windows server, which is Windows machine, onto the Anypoint. Log into your Anypoint platform. Once you log into the Anypoint platform, go to the runtime. Once you see the runtime, in my case, I don't see any applications. I haven't deployed any applications. There you see a server, servers, right? Go to the server section, add a server, and name your server whatever you want to name it. In this case, I'm saying like in test hyphen win on param, and copy this command whatever you see it and go back to your look command prompt and do the same thing. Point to the bin folder. Make sure you run it as and run as administrator to give full permissions. Point to the same like an enterprise standalone slash bin folder. Press enter, and once copy that whatever the command you got it from the Anypoint platform runtime. Copy that and make sure you remove that dot or period back forward slash to avoid this, because this command is for the Linux. We are running on the Windows, right? So we don't need that. Try to give it an enter. Remove it and type it enter. Yeah, you see this now, it's running, right? Uh, yeah, it's successfully got created. Basically, what happens is there is going to be a certificate generated backend SSL certificates, and it's going to be exchanged between your Anypoint platform on and your Windows server. So you see the test win on-prem server got registered over here, but it just created, it's not running in state. So if you want to run that application, make it as running state, just type mule.bat. This will make it as an your server as in running state. Let's wait. Looks, yeah, if you see this, it's got deployed and the server is in running state. Next, let's go back to the applications and try to deploy an application on this server instead of the cloud app. For this, I will go to my Anypoint Studio and create a small demo application. I'm open my studio, waiting to load up. Yeah, once you go got into your studio, just create a small application for this demonstration purpose. There is nothing much. There is a listener and there is a transform message. Once you click on the transform message, it says response from on-prem server. That's what I'm just printing as the response. And go to the listener. Once you go to the listener, this listener, I have configured it on the port 8081. localhost. Let's verify it. Yeah, it's pointed on HTTP localhost. It's the right one. Let's make a jar out of this file basic for this application. Export and click on next. Just create a jar. Just it already exists, but yeah, override it. This may take couple of seconds, not minutes. Let's wait. Yep, it got generated. The jar got generated. Click on OK. Let's go back to my folders where it got jar got created. I think it's under, yeah, over here it's temp test on-prem. That's my application name. Jar was created. Let's go and to Anypoint Studio and deploy my application. I'll name it as same as test on-prem, my application. And choosing the instead of cloud, instead of shared space, I'll choose hybrid on-prem server, what I have registered. I have chosen that. Choose the jar file which you want to deploy your application. Go to folder wherever your jar got created. Click on deploy. It may take couple of minutes to deploy your application. Mm, let's wait. It's starting. In the mean, I think in the run in the on your server logs also you can see that the test on-prem server is basically deploying on your server. Basically the Anypoint Runtime Manager is now connected to your Windows server. So that is trying to deploy that application on your on-prem Windows server. So let's. In the meantime, I'm going to show you like an where our applications will be on your web server. If you go to the apps on your enterprise standalone, there the applications, so whatever you deployed it, right, you can see it in the apps folder. If you see this, there is a test on-prem application we are deploying, right? So it's going to be landed over here. So that's where your applications will be, list of applications will be there. Next, coming to the configurations or runtime configurations and the properties, if you can to place it, you can do it in this wrapper dot config file. In the same way what you do it in the Anypoint Studio, right? Hyphen D, whatever the uh, runtime variables or values you want to key and values you want to place it, just place it over in the wrapper.configurations file. Once that is done, mm, I think the application got started, I believe. Yeah, it started, and you can see it now on the server. Also, you can see the list of applications which are started on this server. There is a one test uh, on-prem server. And coming to the properties, here also you can place your runtime properties or environment variables. So yeah, let's see whether we can test it from the Postman or not. So before that, I want to show you that this application is not running on my studio. It's basically running, we hosted that application on the on-prem, which is on Windows server. In this case, my local is my Windows server, right? So this is running on my Windows server. So application is running over there. So let's go to the Postman. So this is a place you can see like an on-prem sandbox and everything. Let's try it from the Postman. See, yeah, we are getting the response. I hope you understand how do we deploy the application on the on-prem, and hope this is helpful. And please let me know if you have any questions in the comment section. Thank you.